In this video, I'm going to be reacting to Iman Gadzhi's advice on digital products after making $93 million in this industry. And he's just recently made an investment, and he's also a co-owner in WOP, which is one of the biggest platforms for digital products.
And if you want to know if we're good at what we do, the answer is no. We're the fucking best at it.
Now, this is where things get interesting. I've almost made $1 million selling a variety of different digital products online. So when it comes to reacting to Iman Gadzhi's advice on digital products, I think I stand in a very good position to give you guys my honest thoughts, if it's good advice or if it's bad advice. Now, before we get into the video, I want to make a huge announcement. If this video hits 1,000 likes, I will give you a Google sheet that's got winning digital products that are making money right now between $10,000 and $100,000. Me and my team have done the research on every single one of these digital products, and we will put them in a Google sheet for you guys if this video hits 1,000 likes, and it will be in the pinned comment and in the description below.
What's your watch cost?
You're on TikTok, right?
Yeah, man.
I watched about $350.
How do you make that kind of money?
Well, I made my money with digital products.
Is that what you do for a living?
Yeah, I've been doing that for 10 years.
That must be really hard to get started.
I'll be honest, 10 years ago it was, but these days when you use AI and digital products and you kind of put them together, AI can do most of the work for you, honestly.
He's basically saying that you can make a variety of different digital products with the power of AI, and he is correct. You can now leverage AI to do most of the hard work for you. Now, there is downside because of the power of AI, which it means that everyone's now got the capability of creating lots of digital products, which potentially could saturate the market with people just selling low quality AI digital products. Now, I'm saying that AI is amazing for creating digital products, but you can't be lazy with it, and you've really got to take it above and beyond.
Stop trading time for money. You wake up early, you work late, you skip lunch breaks and sacrifice weekend. Bank account doesn't reflect your effort. Meanwhile, bills keep piling up, inflation eats away at your savings, and that dream vacation, but still a dream. And the worst part, you're trapped of an endless cycle of trading your precious time for money. Miss a day of work, miss a day of pay. And the problem actually isn't trading time for money, it's that the time you work doesn't bring you enough money. You need to start working on something that once you put a few hours on it, it brings you a lot of money back for a long time. And the best way to do that in 2025 is by leveraging AI to sell digital products.
So I do agree with a lot of the stuff that he's saying in this clip. Like, a lot of people are trading a lot of time for money, and it's not effective time for money. And you can leverage the power of AI, put 3 hours into that, and potentially make some really good money. And I do definitely agree that using AI in digital products in 2025 is a very lucrative opportunity. The only thing that I would say is you just need to be a little bit realistic with the possibilities of doing it with AI, and don't just think AI is going to make me rich overnight. You do need to be a lot more realistic with this opportunity.
With the knowledge you have now, if you were back in high school and you wanted to make $10K a month, what would be the industry or type of service you would offer?
Anything digital product related. So either selling a digital product or services.
And can you go a little more specific on what type of digital product, how you'd go about doing it? Like, what could someone tangibly do after this podcast to kind of make 10K a month in high school?
Yeah, so obviously, like, you know, a large part of what I do is looking at the numbers and looking at the data and looking at like how our users are using WOP. And the average user right now on WOP makes $9,000 a month, which I think is fucking spectacular. And we have people making money in like all sorts of different ways. Like, for example, there's a guy right now making $8,000 a month selling Fortnite maps. So he sells that as a digital product.
It's a great niche.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great niche. And you know, we've got someone else who's making $71,000 a month showing people how to make money trading Pokemon cards.
Now, he mentioned Fortnite maps, so the game Fortnite and selling maps. Now, I didn't even think that was a thing, but that's the whole point with digital products. As long as there's a community there that are hardcore lovers of that thing, so Fortnite is that thing that they love, Pokemon's another thing that he mentioned, there's a hardcore community that love it. They are willing to pay money to get extra benefit from that addiction they've got, or that love and enjoyment of what it is. And the great thing about digital products is if you find something that you're interested in and you find a digital product that you can make around that, then it's even better. So like all my digital product stores, they're based on what I personally have struggled with in the past and what I actually enjoy, and I want to give people value on that.
Number one is quality. I mean, it should go without saying, the product itself needs to be valuable and it needs to be something that you would be happy to pay for. Digital products really have 4 core components. The first is the program. Making a quality program or course is not as literal as it sounds, okay? It isn't about filming on the best cameras or having the best editing in the world. It's about serving your client. I mean, look at this example from Digital Launchpad. I understand the Digital Launchpad customers are just getting started, so they want to watch a program that is valuable, but they also need something entertaining to keep them engaged. And that's why I filmed the program
in a sit-down style with high-level editing and animations. Now, here is an example of 8-figure license. You see, my clients inside 8FL are high-level business owners. They work with us to get no BS, unfiltered value. They don't want fancy animations and all the fluff that comes with that. For that reason, I film the 8FL content on Loom. All the time and effort goes into providing the value our clients are looking for.
So in that YouTube clip, he's talking about the 4 key components of a successful digital product. It doesn't matter what you're selling, but the 4 key components are important, which is number 1, understanding who you're trying to sell that digital product to, because depending on who you're trying to sell it to will depend on the way you present it to them in terms of what they get in it and how they're being taught or how they're interacting with that digital product. Then he's talking about the value inside of that digital product. As soon as somebody sees the ad for your digital product, they've got to be able to look at it and be like, wow, if I got my hands on it, it's going to instantly improve my life. If that's not the case, it's not going to sell. So you have to ask yourself, when you've made your digital product and you've created an advertisement for it, whether it be an image ad or a video ad, you've got to ask yourself, if I came across this, would it be like, wow, I need to download that now because I'm going to get instant results? Then he's also talking about extra add-ons and resources to give people that extra benefit. This is where the majority of people selling digital products online go wrong. They just sell the core product and then they forget about the extra stuff that can really keep people going long term. Now with digital products, you've got something called lifetime value that you can really take to your advantage, which is if you sell a digital product to somebody, they're more likely to keep buying from you consistently, but that only means they will if they've had a good experience. This is more of an optional app. It's not a mandatory app, is Bon Loyalty. It's free to use, guys, and I would definitely recommend it. So this is the name of the app here, Bon Loyalty, and obviously it's within the name. It's designed to create a loyalty program with your customers. It's to create LTV, which is inspiring long-term value of your customer. So once you've downloaded the app, it should bring you to this welcome page and you want to hit next. Then you want to encourage customers to purchase more with reward points. A customer earns 1 point for every dollar. That's what I would recommend, is $1 per point or 1 point per dollar. And then you want to click next. Don't let customers sit on their points. For every 100 points, customers can redeem it for what? 10% off, 10% USD, or 10% off the shipping. I always do 10% USD, so they get $10 off the value. I find that converts the best. Then you can do a referral program to attract more customers and boost sales. So I just leave this as the one they give me and click next. And then you can go to where it says you're ready to be on board. So the first thing we need to do is go to Shopify customer accounts. And then you want to go down to where it says configuration with apps and click customize. And then you want to go to settings here and click loyalty program status turn on. And then you want to enable it on your storefront by going to themes here by clicking this button. And then you can see here it's now been enabled, and you can change the pop-up from flip to fade. So you can either have it as faded or you can have it as flip. Then you can set up the duration of how long the pop-up stays. Now, what I'd also say, guys, is if you've got the live chat on the bottom right, you might want to move the live chat to the bottom left, if that makes sense. Or do vice versa, move the rewards to the left-hand side and keep the live chat on the right-hand side. And the next thing we need to do, guys, is go down to where it says branding, and then we need to go to where it says widget icon in the top right, click customize. Then you can change the page visibility from hyperlink to placement. So like I said to you guys before, because I've got the live chat on the right hand side, I'm now going to move this to the left hand side. And then once we've done that, guys, click save. And now if we go back to our store again and click refresh, you can see now the rewards is coming up on the bottom left-hand side now instead of coming up on the right-hand side. That way they don't overlap each other. Now, if we go back to the visibility, if you want this hidden on mobile, then you can do that based on visibility. Now, once we've done that, guys, we can go down to where it says theme, customize. Now, change visibility to colors, and this is where we can start to change it to our branding again. So if our branding is orange, which mine is, we can change it to orange. Now, we can only make slight adjustments on the branding on the free plan, which I think is more than enough. So I'm happy with those, so I'm going to click save. Now the next thing that you might want to be, now the next thing that's important is the email. So if you go to where it says email customize, now you can turn on these emails. So for example, you can send emails out as a welcome, as earn points, redeem points, happy birthday. Now in my opinion, I'd recommend that you turn every single one of these on and you customize it. So you can customize it like this. And this is a great way for you to get people to incentivize and build points and loyalty with the brand.
And to be honest, the digital launchpad products are genuinely better than most people's $10,000 stuff. By the way, if you don't believe me, you can go buy digital launchpad. It's $37 a month. We have a 3-day, no questions asked money back guarantee. You can literally use it for 2 days if you want. And if you don't think it's worth $37, refund it. Clearly, my low ticket stuff stuff, because bear in mind, I don't teach anything inside Digital Launchpad. We just bring on the best experts in the world. My stuff for $37 is better than most people's 10K stuff. So what, no one should ever leave ever, but that's just not how it works. You have to still implement a lot of this addiction and engineering. And by the way, I know when people hear, oh, you're trying to make people addicted. Is that moral? Is that ethical? Well, you're trying to make people addicted to learning.
Now, Iman's made a very good point here, and I've implemented this into my businesses from the scratch, which is what I call the skyscraper effect. So whatever your competitors are doing, you need to go above and beyond. So he's saying that his low ticket digital products are better than everyone else's high ticket product. When you create your entry digital product, it should be better than your competitor's best offer. So if they've got a bundle offer for, let's say, $300 or $200 or $100, your entry level $29, $39, $50 should be able to outbeat that in terms of value. So if that's the case, you'll always win. And with digital products, it's so easy to over deliver in value because you can just create more value in terms of PDFs, videos, giving away free, extra Fortnite maps. Instead of 1, you give away 10. There's so much that you can do. And because the margins on creating digital products are so small in terms of the cost, it's so easy to go above and beyond and give a lot of value.
What are some examples of some digital products people can get into that's not make money online?
Let's say you help busy entrepreneurs reduce their screen time, leading to more peace, profit, and purpose in their life. That's something, like, for example, I would buy. Like, if someone could tell me, hey, here's how you reduce your screen time, these are the most battle-tested processes to reduce your screen time, that's something that the market wants. Let's say fitness, for example. Everyone's like, oh, I'm a fitness coach. It's like, oh, cool, well, why don't you help postpartum women lose their post-pregnancy weight in 12 weeks or less? Like, that's your unique value zone. Like, one of the best ways to get wealthy, take something that works in one market and just repackage it for a different market.
I really like this clip because he's on about those super niched industries where you can sell digital products. So he's on about non-make money online guru stuff where you're selling courses on how to make money online. He's talking about digital products that I sell where they're to a niche market and you're trying to give them benefit, like women that have put weight on because of pregnancy, helping them recover from that and obviously get back to their normal state. That's an amazing niche to sell to because there's a lot of passion in it. A lot of women know that's a thing and then they want to deal with it. And he's on about selling something that's worked in one industry and repackaging it. That's what most companies in the world do. They sell something to you, they repackage it for somebody else. There is so many niches to sell within digital products. It's crazy. Like I said, there's a few that I've just thought about now and I'm just like, wow, I didn't think about them before because it's hard to think they even exist, but they do exist and there's people out there willing to pay good money to know how to do that.
E-commerce and especially dropshipping was honestly a viable model for beginners. The thing is now, if you want to get into e-commerce, you actually need a branded product. You need supply chains. You need a good manufacturer. You need distribution channels. And the thing most people forget is you need really good customer support. All of that. And then also remember the margins. I've seen it time and time again where people will spend $500,000 on ads on a product that has 50% margins and just so they can be like, oh, I'm making $1 million a month with my e-commerce store. And they make a bunch of YouTube videos about it and this and that. And I mean, you can do the math. 500,000 ad spend on a 50% margin product. This person's not making any money, especially with chargebacks, refunds, dispute.
Now, Iman Gadzhi has some truth and some errors in this video. So in terms of him talking about drop shipping used to be a really good option for people, not digital products, just drop shipping physical products. And he's saying now that's kind of hit the end. I don't agree with that. He's saying that you have to have a branded drop shipping store now, with a 3PL, which is third party logistics, which is quite high up on the food chain. I just don't agree with it because every single day I'm seeing new people and I'm seeing drop shippers get on just fine without white label, without a 3PL. So in my opinion, from what I'm seeing day in, day out from other people, it's just not the case. The barrier to entry with digital products is obviously a lot more easier because there's less money needed to start versus drop shipping, but it really depends who you are. You might not like doing digital products so you find nothing interested in it versus drop shipping, you might prefer physical products. So it comes down to who you are as a person and what you prefer. But in my opinion, they're both equally amazing when it comes to opportunities and what you can make from them. And I think they both have amazing pros for most beginners. So guys, that was me reacting to Iman Gadzhi's advice on digital products after he's made $93 million. Let me know what you guys also think of my reaction to Iman Gadzhi's advice. Do you think it was fair, good, bad, whatever it may be? And don't forget to watch my free digital product course. That's free on YouTube and it'll teach you step by step how to start. With that being said, guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's video and I'll catch you on the next one.